Hello, today we learn about the manual non-functional testing. So basically what is non-functional testing, why we do the non-functional testing. So these all things we learn in this video. Non-functional testing is a type of functionality testing. So in the non-functional testing we check the internal external functionality of that application, so that is working or not. External functionality means that is nothing but the different browsers and the customer expected browser on browser with that particular application is working or not, that we check in this non-functional testing. And it includes some testing types like recovery testing, compatibility testing, configuration testing, inter-system testing, installation testing, globalization and sanitation testing. So we learn about all these things in this video. So first is the recovery testing. Recovery testing means we check that application recover from abnormal situation to the normal situation. So that is nothing but the recovery testing. Or recovery testing is also called as reliability testings. And the requirement are given by the customer. That is nothing but the customer. It's depend on the customer, so he want that application start from that starting position or from that point. So that requirement is given from the customer. And for example, we take, if you download a movie of 100 MB, so if your movie is downloaded up to 50 MB and suddenly your network connection lost, when the network comes, then we check that movie download start from that 15 start from that 15 MB or start from the first starting points. So this is example of recovery testing. And compatibility testing, second one is the compatibility testing. In compatibility testing we check whether the build is compatible with expected platform or not. Expected platform means nothing but that different browser or operating systems. So we check in compatibility our application support that different browser or operating system. Different browser means like Firefox, Firefox, Mozilla, Microsoft Edge. All these browser, on all browser we check our application is working or not. So that is nothing but the compatibility testing. And it has two types. One is the forward compatibility testing and another is a backward compatibility testing. So in forward compatibility testing, if the build is correct but the operating system do not work properly, then it is called as a forward compatibility. Means our application build is okay but that browser is not working proper, that is nothing but forward. And backward means if operating system or browser is okay but the build is not stable. So if we get build from the developer side and that build is not stable on the browser, so that is nothing but the backward compatibility testing. And we mostly found the defect in the backward compatibility testing because that operating system is okay everywhere but the build is not stable, so that's why we get more defect in the backward compatibility testing. And some rarely we get defect like forward compatibility testings, somewhere that operating system is not working well, or that we get like this defect. And again, browser compatibility testing has two types. So one is a cross browser comparison testing and another is a version browser comparison testing. In cross browser comparison testing, so we check our in that testing, cross browser comparison testing, tester do the testing on every browsers, different browser like Chrome, Firefox, Microsoft Edge. All these browsers check that build is working or not. So that is nothing but browser compatibility testing. And another is a version browser comparison testing. In version browser comparison testing, test the application on different version. like VMware, i16, i17, Windows. On this check that nothing but the version comparison testing. And the third one is a configuration testing. Configuration testing means we check our application is working on different hardware or not. So that is nothing but configuration testing. And it is used in the product based company. For example, we take our application support that keyboard, mouse. If we download a from our application, if we download any files, that file is downloaded in your PC, local PC. That is also example of the configuration testing. That is nothing but the configuration testing. And then the inter-system testing is also there. So inter-system testing means we check our applications share data with another applications. So data sharing from one application to another application, that is nothing but the inter-system testing. Here we take the example of our mobile photo gallery. So if you select the photo from gallery and send it on WhatsApp, so that data sharing is nothing but the inter-system sharing. Or also we can take example of another one. So we have to make payment for a Geo number from Paytm. Then Paytm feeds information from Geo application. This data sharing get checked in inter-system testing. So these two example of inter-system testing. So whenever you explain that every concept in front of the interview, we have to give at least one example for this testing. So that's why I mentioned here two examples. So fourth one is inter-system, and fifth one is a globalization testing. So globalization testing means we check that applications support the different languages or not. So if you made an application uh, for different countries, all over country in the, so that time we check that application support the particular local languages or not. So basically three type of globalization like testing, like localization, internationalization, and global testing. So in localization we check that application support the local language of that particular areas like Marathi, Telugu, Hindi, Tamil. And in internationalization we check whether the application is support of the official language of country. Suppose we make that application for the Japan country, so that time that application support that German language also. That is nothing but the internationalization testing. And globalization means we check whether that application supports English language everywhere. So this is one nothing but the globalization. And last one is the sanitation testing. So this testing is also called as a garbage testing. So sanitation means in this testing we check the extra feature which is not mentioned in our customer requirements. So that is also called as a garbage testing. For example, we make application for Indian country and developer add a plus 91 before the mobile number field, which are not mentioned in the customer requirement. That time we log the defect. It means so that 91 is not mentioned in the customer requirement, but from developer add this 91 to that particular field, but that is not impacting on functionality. But this is not mentioned in the customer requirements. So that is checking is nothing but the garbage testing or sanity testing. So these are the testing types we have to explain in the non-functional testing. So once again I recall all this testing. So non-functional testing. Non-functional means is type of functional testing and which check the external functionality of applications. External functionality means we check that application support the different browser or not, different windows, different operating systems. And it include recovery testing, compatibility testing, configuration, inter-system installation, globalization, sanitation testing. So in recovery, we check that application recover from the abnormal situation to normal. Compatibility testing is there, configuration, intersystem, all this testing we have to explain with one example at least in front of the interview. So I request you to make at least 5 example for that one type of testing. For recovery testing at least you have to make 5 example. For compatibility testing you have to make 5 example, and with practice all this example. So that is nothing but the functional testing, all the type of functional testing I mentioned here. So that's all about. So in the next video we will learn about that performance testing, security testing, usability testing, all this comes under the non-functional testing. We learn in the next video. So I will provide these notes in the video description, so go through that video notes also. And whenever you explain we have to explain with that example, particular example. So that's all about today.